Hey Tuba, I'm here doing a bit of a filming frenzy today. I'm here with my wax empties for the months of October and November 2019. I realized honestly like 2 weeks into November that I had not done wax empties from October. I don't know, November in terms of like school really gets away from teachers. We kind of term it no school November because at least in my district we've got the end of the quarter, so 2 days of just kind of teacher work, like with no students. Then we've got Veterans Day, and then we got Thanksgiving. So we're very like touch and go with school, and that kind of like seeps into my personal life of being busy and just kind of losing track of time. So yeah, that's just kind of what happened with that. And then yeah, by 2 weeks into November, I'm like, I'm not gonna have anything to share for November, at least not really, if I don't just wait. So that's what happened there. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of jump right in and get started. So the first things I'm gonna talk about are my 3 wicks from Bath and Body Works. I used up one in Cider Lane, so I'm at a point now where I will actually turn off my warmer and then let the wax harden, and I'll pop it in my freezer. I pop it in upside down, and then the wax will just kind of pop out. So yeah, that's how I have it looking like this. But yeah, this year's Cider Lane from the White Barn Core collection. Keynotes are warm caramel, Granny Smith apple, dark brown sugar, ground clove. I really enjoy Cider Lane. It's not something that I feel like I just need to hoard every single year, but I can get into like one or two a year. So I really enjoy it. It's a great kind of caramel apple fragrance. I like it more than caramel apple caramel, or whatever else Bath and Body Works does. This is kind of my OG in terms of that type of fragrance. So yeah, I stick with my Cider Lane. I would recommend it, and I would repurchase it. I also used up a Perfect Autumn. I purchased this, and by purchased, I actually got it for free with just any purchase. This was a couple of months ago. Bath and Body Works did a deal one day where if you made an online purchase, you can get a free Perfect Autumn candle. I had never had it before, so I decided to just take a chance. The keynotes are fresh cranberry, spiced pumpkin, crisp apple, and rich clove. It generally wouldn't be my thing because I just don't get into spiced pumpkin. I also don't get into clove, but I just wanted to like take a chance because I knew if I didn't like it, I could just exchange it out anyway. But actually, I really enjoyed it. This was a great fragrance. It's generally not what I would really gravitate toward, but I'm really glad that I decided to just kind of take a chance on it and see if I would like it. It smelled very homey to me, and it was a nice break from like heavier fragrances that I usually have, such as Cider Lane. So really great. I would repurchase it next year, and I did enjoy this kind of wraparound label. The next one I used up is a blueberry maple pancakes. I bought two, I think, last year. Really enjoyed them, so I think I actually bought three this year. So again, I popped out the wax. It was a really pretty blue color. Keynotes are wild blueberries, griddle fresh pancakes, warm maple syrup. I wish I got a little bit more of a pancake note from it. I definitely get the blueberry and the syrup, but I wish I had like a buttery bakery fragrance with it too. But for what it's worth, I do love this fragrance. I think that Bath and Body Works has done a really nice job with this fragrance in years past, and I really hope it comes back again next year. So I have two more of these. I don't think I'm going to seek it out during Candle Day for that reason, because once we're done with fall and winter, I'm going to be a little bit over it. But for fall next year, I really hope this makes a return. The next one I used up is Autumn, another one that I get every single year. It's just a really nice, like fresh, kind of clean fragrance. The keynotes are bright red gala apple, juicy fig, eucalyptus leaf, and fir balsam. I don't get much of an apple here. To me, it's more of a woodsy, clean fragrance. I really love it. I will probably seek out one more of these at Candle Day, so we'll see how I go with that. The next one that I used up is another one that surprised me. I decided to take a chance on sugared snickerdoodle. This is generally not my kind of thing, just because I don't really trust Bath and Body Works with like sugared, spiced anything, because I feel like sometimes its fragrances tend to run together. But like I said, decided to take a chance because on cold, I felt like it smelled very authentic. To me, there was like a buttery, soft cookie note to it that really made that snickerdoodle element stand out to me. I haven't had a snickerdoodle in forever, but I do like them. So the keynotes are warm spices, creamy vanilla, sugared musk, and The funny thing is, I actually like this more when it's warm than when it's cold. When it's cold, it smells just like a snickerdoodle to me. But when it's warm, it was the oddest thing. I got a very distinct fragrance. And once I figured out what it was, I had like a light bulb moment with it. This to me, at least when it's warm, to me, it smells like those like Bavarian, like sugared Bavarian nuts, I guess, that you can buy like at certain places or at like conventions and stuff like that. So I don't know how else to describe them. Yeah, but they're like Bavarian nuts and they're like sugary and they come in like a paper cone. I was recently at Cabela's with my husband and I saw that next to their cashier or their cash registers, they had like the kind of like warmed lit, I don't know, like containers, I guess, of those sugared nuts, and it smells just like that. So I don't really like to eat them. I don't really like get into them, but I like the way they smell, and they smell like this. So I'm really glad that this came back in the Land of Sweets collection. So during Candle Day, I'm gonna pick up probably about 2 of these. The next one that I used up is kind of like an annual mahogany teakwood. I really enjoy it from White Barn Core. You can tell it's kind of old because it has that kind of like cursive writing, I guess. I do miss the cursive writing, like the blocky writing, like, okay, whatever, I'm not gonna die, but I think that this just looks nicer. The key notes are rich mahogany, black teakwood, dark oak, frosted lavender. Yeah, it just is, I don't know, Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. This is not something I want all the time, but once or twice a year I can really get into it. I'll probably pick up, probably like one probably at Candle Day. So yeah, I like it. It did a good job in my candle warmer. It lasted me maybe about like 6 days or so, which for Bath & Body Works this year is actually pretty good. The next one I used up is one more blueberry maple pancakes. Love it, but probably won't look for more during Candle Day. And then that's it for my, excuse me, whoa. That's it for my Bath & Body Works 3-wicks, but I also picked up a 3-wick recently-ish from Marshall's. And it is the Colonial Candle Mint Cocoa. I picked it up because I wanted to see how it would compare to just like any other kind of like mint chocolate candle, and it was fine. It says mint cocoa wreath, I guess. It just, yeah, it just smells like mint chocolate. It was okay. I paid $6.99 for it, and it lasted a couple days my warmer, but it was not anything where I'm like, man, I need to go get more of those. Like, it was okay for a while it lasted, but I'm not going to repurchase that. All right, so that is it for my candles. For wax melts, I finally finished up 2 of my melters from Rose Girls. Back in summer, I made an order of Rose Girls because I just had never done that before. I wanted to try them out. So I ordered one, I think these are the mini melters, I don't know, a bag in pear. And I thought the pear was okay. I was really hoping for something very sweet and smooth, but this to me smells like a body care type of pear, which was fine. It wasn't horrible, but it's not really what I wanted. So while I would recommend it if you like kind of like a body care-esque pear, because I was looking for something else, I think I'm gonna move along. So yeah, fine for what it was worth, but not a repurchase for me. The next one that I used up, I feel the same way about. This is the Macintosh Madness. And yeah, same thing. It just smelled like a very body care-esque Macintosh apple. Like, it smelled nice, but I feel like I can get this kind of apple like anywhere. So yeah, fine while it lasted, but not a repurchase. The next one that I used up from Rose Girls was just a sample of 4 of the minis, and this is the pumpkin butterscotch beignets. Generally not a pumpkin spice person, but this one was pretty nice. So it was very heavy, but it was nice while I had it. I'm not sure that I would purchase a larger bag of this, but it was nice as a sample. All right, but just in general, I would recommend Rose Girls. I felt like I got a lot of wax for what I paid, so I was happy with like that element of it. But like I said, I can be very picky and very almost a little bit narrow-minded with my wax, and it just didn't really hit the mark with me. So while I would recommend it in general, I probably would not repurchase the same stuff from Rose Girls. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to my retail wax. I used up 2 votives from Yankee. I used up one in red raspberry. I used this one up in my classroom. I chop it into 2 and then I put it in my warmer. This smells like a kind of generic, like candy-esque red raspberry. I like it. It doesn't smell tart like how a real raspberry tastes, but yeah, it just smells very sweet and fruity. I like it, so I would repurchase it. Next one I used up is another votive in buttercream. I used this one up in my classroom as well. This one was very disappointing. My warmer in my classroom, I feel like is a little too strong for that space, but yeah, even in a very strong, powerful warmer, buttercream did nothing for me. It was pretty much the same as having nothing, which is really unfortunate. So while it smelled good on cold, because I got nothing, there's no point. So I just am not gonna repurchase it. All right, so that is Yankee. I next have my Walmart wax, and then that's it. So the first one that I used up in terms of my Walmart wax is my Better Homes and Gardens Sweet Watermelon Buttercream. I've had a couple of these. This is my last one. I've kind of struggled to find them at Walmart lately. But yeah, I absolutely love this fragrance. I really hope it comes back. It's just like a nice watermelon sugary fragrance. I think it actually smells a little bit like Kool-Aid. I don't really get like a creaminess from it, but I really enjoy it, and my students tend to as well, so I really hope I can find this again because I would totally repurchase. The next one that I used up is also from Better Homes and Gardens. This is a staple both in my apartment and in my classroom. It is Vanilla Cookie Crunch, just a pretty authentic processed vanilla sandwich cookie. I mix it with a lot of things just to tone down anything that is in my warmer. I also used up a wild berry cheesecake. I really enjoy this fragrance. I think it's really nice and classroom friendly, so I would repurchase this. I also used up, I actually used up 2 of these. Let me grab both of them at the same time. I used up 2 Peach Blueberry Crisp. This is a dupe of Blueberry Bundt Cake from, I don't know what, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago almost. I really enjoyed this. It is very heavy and it's a little bit like fakey. It almost to me smells like those blueberry shark candies that you can get from a gas station. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It generally is classroom friendly, it's house friendly, it's kid friendly. So yeah, I like this. I would purchase more of these. I also used up a Sensationals Pumpkin Apple Muffins. This one in my warmer in my classroom was just a little bit too much. I would use 1/3 of a cube and it would still just like blow my kids out of the room. So I actually wound up finishing this at home just for the sake of them. Even though I don't get into pumpkin spice, I really enjoy this one, and I can't explain why because it's very heavily pumpkin spice, but it's so good. I really like this, and yeah, I would repurchase. I probably wouldn't take it back to school just because, you know, while I like having my own fragrances in my classroom, I do need to be considerate of the fact that like there are 30 other people in my room at any given point, pretty much. But yeah, I would repurchase this and just have it at home in the future. The next one that I used up is actually, I've got 2 left and they're both from Super Tarts. I finished up one in Orange is the New Black. I've had this before, so I just finished up another one of them. And this one is orange juice, burnt marshmallows, and pomegranate. Out of the fragrances that I've tried from Super Tarts, this one is my favorite. The orange juice is definitely the most prominent, but there is kind of like a burnt marshmallow-esque vibe to it. So again, this one was extremely strong in my warmer in my classroom. So again, I used like 1/2 of a cube and tone it down with some vanilla. I decided to actually just bring it home because it's so incredibly strong in my room. I don't know what it is with my warmer or this year or whatever, but holy Moses, that thing goes. But yeah, I really enjoy this. I've got one more that will probably be empty probably in December or January, so watch out for it. I would definitely recommend this one. It's fantastic. And then finally, the last one I used up is also from Super Tarts. This is from Alice in Wonderland. I am very partial to Alice in Wonderland. I love it. This one is Off With Her Head, and it is Painted Roses, Mixed Berries, Marshmallow Fluff, and Orange Zest. And while I don't dislike it, because it is a very interesting fragrance, this to me just kind of captures why I don't choose to like really go crazy with Super Tarts. While I love the direction of Super Tarts and I think that the fragrances themselves are cool, I feel like there's oftentimes too many notes that they kind of get muddled into one thing. And so while I felt like, yeah, I could see there being roses and berries and marshmallow and like maybe a tangy, citrusy sort of something, I feel like it just kind of like melded together too much to become something that wasn't very distinct. So yeah, while I enjoyed the fragrance, I don't think I would repurchase it, but in general, I would recommend Super Tarts. I always have good luck with Super Tarts. I think that, like I said, the artistry is cool, the direction is cool. I like that it's a small business, but it clearly does really well. So yeah, I will be open-minded to Super Tarts in the future again, but like I said, for me, sometimes I feel like the fragrances just have too many notes that just kind of get jumbled together. So that is it for my wax empties for the months of October and November of 2019. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at yellowbrickexpat, same way it's spelled here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.